All right, everyone, we are now currently in New York City. It is Thursday, September 3rd at 11 a.m. We have a steamer trunk full of supplies. We know that we can get tickets to cross the Atlantic to go to Greece. The current situation. Yeah, GMV, post in ship my items. That way you get priority. So it's Thursday, September 3rd, 1931. We are off the train from Boston, off the train from Arkham, where our character, language professor at Miskatonic University, received a telegram from a colleague who is in jail in Athens, Greece, on suspicion of artifact theft. He asked for help. We weren't able to get into his room to find any personal clues, but we did see that, we know that he's connected to things in Greece. We were able to find some clues about the things that he was researching and perhaps who might have been the one to accuse him of theft. I mean, for all we know, he might have actually stolen artifacts, considering the attitude of the curator of the National Museum. So, congratulations, we are in New York City. We can simply, let's see, if we just want to get on the line, we can telephone over. If we telephone over, let's see what we're waiting on for tickets. The representative informs you that a liner departs each Saturday at noon, reaching Athens at noon 9 days later, and Alexandria at 1 p.m. 1 day later. Tickets are available and include all meals. Upcoming departure, go to 187. In the meantime, you may go to any New York location. All right, so we know in this time period that we can, each Saturday at noon, we have several days. We have all of Thursday, Friday, and then we have Saturday that we can take in order to get to start our trip to Athens. Well, theoretically we could fly, I guess. It would be very expensive. We would probably be blowing a lot of our money doing so, but we have a free ship ticket from the university to get to Athens. Now, I don't know if we need a lot of money. Maybe we just want to, maybe we do want to blow it on a journey, and I don't know how long it would take to make that trip by air. But we know that our meals are taken care of while we're on the ship. Well, presumably, at least meals are taken care of, Sierra. So, knowing that we have a couple days before the ship departs, we can go to a bookseller. We can go to the Greek consulate. In fact, the Greek consulate is closing in an hour if we wanted to talk to them. But only for a lunch, and then they're open 2 to 6. We can... we'll need a hotel. So we'll have to stay in New York for a couple days. There's the New York Public Library, so we should probably get a hotel room. and then from there we can do more. Unless what, GMV, you want to go to the Greek consulate right now? So I've heard, but I don't think that exists yet, Kragar. Go to the consulate first before they take a 2-hour lunch? Okay. So, we're going Greek? Concerning Greek criminal matters, they advise visiting the Athens Bureau of Investigation on arrival. A Corporal Ilionis, they say, has handled the Gliere case. You ask for information about the National Museum and its treasures, but they have only an unhelpful travel brochure. They jokingly caution you about the cab drivers of Athens. All right, and then they're going to go on a lunch break. So watch out for the cab drivers of Athens, and we are referenced to Corporal Ilionis. Oh, well, there we go, GMV. So one exists. Yeah, it is now lunchtime. We did have a breakfast. We don't have to eat lunch, but if we don't have lunch, we should have a dinner. There's also a bookseller. There's a newspaper that we could visit, I guess. Yeah, what about second breakfast? Perhaps lunch in a bookstore? Okay. So then this is what we'll do. There's on the street food. Do you want some street food, Kragar, or do you want to go to a hotel with room service? Okay. Small fast food stands occur in every city. Hot dogs, falafel, and so on. All right, Kragar. I need you to roll 1d10 in chat. Get a schmeared bagel. Lands on a 2. All right. Well, it didn't land on a 10, so I don't know what that would mean. But so we have a hot dog or some falafel or something. All right. So now we need to go back to on a percentile. This is a 1d10. Yeah, falafel dogs. Alright, so let's Arkham. We go back to the depot. Depot takes us to Boston. Boston takes us to New York City. Grand Central, New York locations. Alright. So we ate a second meal. We can have a third if we want to. We need at least a minimum of 2 per day and 8 hours of sleep. All right, and then the bookstore, I believe, was suggested afterwards. They're open until 6 p.m., so we have time. Monday through Saturday, and it is only Thursday. The E.S. Willents bookstore. 3 floors of books. Some titles interest you. Harrison's English Greek phrase book, Harrison's English Arabic phrase book, Basil's English-German phrase book, Cherry Gerard's The Worst Journey in the World, Douglas Planchen's With Lake in the Antarctic, Planchen's Guide to South America. You have enough suitcase room for no more than 3. Enter any books purchased in your journal. Go to any New York location. Well, so we already have an English-Greek, because we wrote that down. As something that presumably we could buy, maybe that wasn't at the general store. So it looks like we saw into the future. So we have an English-Greek. Now, as for English-German, let me bring up our window. We are a language professor, so English is something that we're fairly decent at. We know about 2/3 of English. But, you know, this could make the difference if we need it. We know, we certainly are passing in Nordic and Latin. We're fairly good in English, and German is our strong suit here. So some books that we can get, we could get an English-Arabic phrase book, an English-German phrase book, The Worst Journey in the World, With Lake in the Antarctic, or a Guide to South America. No, this is all we're getting, Craigar. So, I don't know, we can use context clues that these interest us. So maybe Guide to South America, but we're going to Greece? I don't know. It could be interesting to read about South America while we're going to another location that we're going to learn about. Or something that might interest us, given our background here. We believe in fate, specifically Germanic pagan barbarian superstitions. Pardon me. We grew up somewhere around the Teutoburg Forest, the site of the Varian disaster where Germanic barbarians took on Roman legions in a war, in a fight. We found some mysterious thing in the forest, and that's our most treasured possession. So maybe while we're here, we didn't really ever see books on this over at Miskatonic. Maybe we would want the Antarctic book because it's strange, and maybe for some reason we had this encounter that put us on the path to be an educator, to learn languages and such. Because we want to read about different places that could exist, or that this artifact we found in a German forest, where it could be from. So there's a case for that. But we do have Greek. We probably don't need English-German. English-Arabic, we don't speak Arabic, though we do understand hieroglyphics. We've studied hieroglyphics. Not that we know offhand, you know, that we're doing anything with Arabic culture, but that could be, well, if we're talking about a national museum and artifacts, that could come into play. The Worst Journey in the World, well, if we believe in fate, then why don't we read about how someone else dealt with a terrible journey? Right, Sarah? So English-Greek is locked in. We can get 2 more books. Which 2 should we get? So there's one on South America, one on the Antarctic, one simply called The Worst Journey in the World. There's an English-German phrase book and an English-Arabic phrase book. Chat, there's no poll open, just what do you think we should take for a book? There's not a correct answer. This is open. What is your instinct? You don't need to be a professional Call of Cthulhu player. You have the same information that we do. Craigar says Worst Journey or South America and Arabic. Sierra Echo, GMV. Who else is watching? Who else is out there? There are 20 of you. Stormbender, Santiro, Survival. Who's hanging out? Who's alive? Iron Chef Lord. Craigar stole your answer. Well, Craigar needs to not mention 3 when we have a budget for 2. So I need both of you to whittle this down to 2 books. Yeah, we have a Greek one already, Craigar. You're fine, Stormbender. Well, I enjoy telling a story. I want this to be participatory as well. So yeah, I guess Craigar, Survival, and Sierra say that Arabic. Greek/Arabic dictionary. That leaves English, German, The Worst Journey in the World, with Lake in the Antarctic, or a Guide to South America. Those last 2, Douglas Planchon wrote With Lake in the Antarctic and The Guide to South America. Cherry Gerard wrote The Worst Journey in the World. Journey might work. We're on one. Let's see. What fascinated us was this. Well, there are Roman troops that came up to Germanic territory. That could work. You're thinking South America and Worst Journey? Well, we can only afford 2. We already have the English Greek. Harrison, Basil, Cherry Gerard, or Planchon, they have no particular connection to us as people that we know. I don't believe either one was someone that we had talked to at Miskatonic either. I will double check real quick. Over at Miskatonic University, we knew Dr. Martin Fenn and the Dean. All right, Craigar. Where are we making a Portuguese link? And Craigar asked Sierra, what was the second book you were thinking? Lovecraftian fan in me is saying, let's learn more about Antarctica. But that fan may not be the best advisor if we want to be sane at the end of the night. Germanic to Gaul's pagan link. The Gauls were French. All right, well, a lot of you talking about South America, so let's go Guide to South America to keep things rolling along. And there we go. All right, we bought some books. So now we go back to the New York location table. We have until Saturday before our ship leaves. I don't even know why there's supposed to be a Portuguese link. Portugal is just suddenly out of nowhere, apparently. We've been to the Greek consulate. We can always do some research in the library, I suppose, before we get a hotel room. And since we were investigating before, why don't we go to the library? We get to the library at 3 p.m. While not allowing browsers, the helpful librarians provide a selection of books on a topic. They are busy and understaffed, so only 2 topics may be researched per visit. You may go to another location and return here in the same day. No rolls are needed for these books. It takes 2 hours to study each topic. Alright, so we may research 2 topics per visit. We can research 2 topics that each take 2 hours. Do we want to research archaeology, Egyptology, Greece, the occult, or I guess other? We should probably research Greece because that's where we're going. That's my first impression. And maybe from there, that could give us a second topic. This democratic nation of freedom-loving peoples has a complex and lengthy history. They are fiercely protective of their rights and even more protective of their precious artifacts of their heritage. Make a successful knowledge education roll and go to 25. All right. Survival. Will you please type exclamation point 1D100? We need a 93 or less in order to succeed. Stops on a 4. We have succeeded. All right, that brings us back to what we had read in the Miskatonic University about the curator of the National Museum. All right, that is 2 hours of time. And we have enough time that the library can help us with one more. Pardon me. Do we want to read a book on archaeology, Egyptology, the occult, or something else? We are an archaeologist. We have a 50 in it. All right, chat, I agree with you. Archaeology it is. All right, there we go. Sierra Echo. We don't know, Stormbender. It was just a very brief telegram that we received, or telegraph. It is suggested that the so we did learn this. It is suggested that the Carpathos device found in 1900 is in fact of Egyptian origin or design, but was for some reason stolen. In fact, some scholars have argued that it is one of the wonder devices of the Aten pyramids. If you can make a successful history or hard knowledge roll, educational knowledge, go to 110. All right, so there's a little bit more about the Carpathos device. That was mentioned once before. I'm going to clip this as a clue that we have discovered. Now, if we do that, a hard education is going to be a 46 or below. History is a 45 or below. So we are slightly better if we go for education knowledge roll. Let's have Sierra Echo roll a percentile die and find out if we are successful, maybe not knowing more about the Carpathos device. Lands on a 74. Unfortunately, that is too high. We could blow luck in order to bring that down. We have a pool of 50 that will not replenish, but we would be needing to spend about 30 of that just to get this bit of knowledge. I don't know if the juice is worth the squeeze. All right, so we failed here. Now we could try again on another visit tomorrow. It will cost us time. It's not like the librarians go, that's it, you read a book and you're no longer allowed to read the book anymore. So we go back to the library, and this took 2 hours. It's now 8 p.m. No, we can't, Craigar. Check out a book. What is a library? A charity? Come on. All right. The library is going to be closing soon, and we've already gotten our 2 topics to research. We should go get a hotel because it's getting late. What a find! This hotel is cheap, roomy, warm, spacious, comfortable, and clean. All right, so that took an hour to get a hotel, and it's 8 p.m. We should probably retire for the night. We do, as one of the rules of the game, we do need to sleep for 8 hours. So, if we sleep for 8 hours, that's 1, 2, 3, 11, 12, 13, 14, or I'm sorry, what am I doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 would take us to 4 a.m., meaning that, I mean, we could sleep longer. There's really no place that's open unless we want to, and we can get room service here for a breakfast. So it's now 4 a.m. We have slept 8 hours. We could probably even sleep for more. But we can eat breakfast at 5, and that's one of our, well, I guess technically we would have to do that in this day. So we wait, maybe the kitchen isn't open, and I'll put a sausage here. So we eat our first meal on this day. But we have slept, and it is no longer Thursday. It is Friday, 6 a.m., September 4th, 1931. The library is going to be closed until the library is going to be closed until, oh, that's Arkham, 9 a.m. So, I don't know, maybe we check out some... the newspaper's open. I don't know, we could go visit the newspaper and see what's going on. The oft-delayed Starkweather Moor expedition to the Antarctic nears completion, with a late December departure now virtually certain. Bremerhaven, Germany, will be the expedition's jumping-off point and its last European port of call. An American professor, Dr. Tibor Glier of Miskatonic University, has been arrested for the alleged theft of an antiquity. Miskatonic's Dean Wilcox reports that a colleague, Professor Louis Grunewald, has gone to... Oh, we're in the newspaper! Has gone to Athens to investigate the matter for the university. Well, there we go. Are there any occult stores? There's the bookstore. So we went to the newspaper. Extra, read all about it. All right. Here is another clue. The oft-delayed Starkweather Moor expedition to the Antarctic nears completion, with a late December departure now virtually certain. Bremerhaven, Germany, will be the expedition's jumping-off point and its last European port of call. Well, we can carry 3 books, Craigar. If you want, we can go get an Antarctic book, if you think this changes our mind. But here's the thing. The Antarctic is in the south, and while Germany is the last European port of call, they are heading way to the absolute south, meaning that the South American guide could still come in handy. Or there's just a book on Antarctica. So it would be your call if you want us to go back to the bookstore and swap something out. But we can carry 3 books. But we now know that Egypt could be in play because of this MacGuffin device. We know that Germany's in play. We know that there's the Antarctic, which is very close. South America is very close to Antarctica. So, chat, if you want to swap out a book, we can swap out our Arabic dictionary. Like, we know we're going to Athens. It would really be a good idea, I think, to have the Grecian phrase book with us. Now, we don't have to. Nothing is forcing us to. Maybe we trust ourselves to get around, or that people will be able to speak English, or German, or Latin, or hieroglyphics in or Nordic in Greece. Nah, that's a good idea, Sierra. I don't think we can. The closest we got to that in the beginning was we actually tipped a dime to the telegraph delivery boy. We buy them all and ship them to Greece. In other circumstances, that might be cool. All right, well, so we can go back to the bookseller. We can wait a while. The library won't open until 9. So, I don't know. I really think we just have... Why don't we walk around New York City and just enjoy our time here while we wait? Not that is a part of this choose your own adventure, Craigar. If this was a freeform game and I was the storyteller and you were playing, I'm sure we could generate a lot of extra stuff. Sarah says, but with my luck, they'd be shipped on our boat, and would we really want all those tempting books sitting around a bunch of shifty boatmen with too much time on their hands? So let's do this. Why don't we wait until the library opens at 9? We'll go to the library, and we can research 2 topics today. This is what... So, what do you want to research today? We can research 2 topics. We did succeed on Greece. There's occult, other, Egyptology, or archaeology. We did fail the one archaeology. So we could try that again if you think that's important. Or we could go to something else. Stormbender, you think we should go and research archaeology again? See if we can learn something? Any other ideas out there? Survival, Sierra? Which 2 topics would you like to see? Stormbender says archaeology and Egyptology. All right. Well, then let's revisit archaeology. That was this clue. It is suggested that the Carpathos device found in 1900 is in fact of Egyptian origin or design, but was for some reason stolen. In fact, some scholars have argued that this is one of the wonder devices of the Aten pyramids. All right, so we need to try this 46 or below again. Stormbender, type exclamation point 1D100 in chat, please. We need a 46 or below because that is our hard test on education knowledge. $53. That is not enough. Now, do we want to spend our last research trying this again, or should we just move to Egyptology? Now, here's the other thing. We did miss by 7. We can spend 7 luck to achieve a victory, but we will not get those luck points back. Is the juice worth the squeeze? Because sometimes there's also just a luck roll, meaning we roll a D100 and right now we would need to get a 50 or below. If we use 7 luck and we need to roll luck later, we would need to get a 43 or below. It's an easier squeeze, but for the rest of the adventure, we're going to be operating with less luck. I'm not against it. I have not read ahead. I don't know if this is crucially important or this is actually a waste of luck. This 46 is a 50-50 to me, okay? I have no clue. But Sierra, Craigar, I don't know, Stormbender, do you want to use luck on this or no? Okay. Well, actually, hang on. Our that stays there, and then we go down to 43 luck. All right, so we have success. Some of the wonderful devices were said to open secret chambers or panels in the tomb. These chambers were thought to be in places that looked like solid rock. No interact device has been found, though, nor have any such chambers been discovered. All right, I clipped that as a clue. Some of the wonderful devices were said to open secret chambers or panels in the tombs. These chambers were thought to be in places that looked like solid rock. No intact device has been found, though, nor have any such chambers been discovered. All right, and then Egyptology was the next one that you wanted. Egypt today is an engaging mixture of ancient and modern. Camels and marketplaces are side by side with motor cars and luxurious hotels. Religions of various kinds play a special role in Egypt, some of them of a most unusual nature. It is best, for example, to avoid the cult of Athens, a mysterious and perhaps dangerous group found in the major cities of Cairo and Alexandria. And this is from Baedeker's Guide to Egypt. Goblin of Gygaxanor, type !1D100 for a library use roll. We need a 60 or below to succeed and perhaps get more information. I will clip this as a clue. Lands on an 88. That is not successful enough. So, is it worth spending 28 luck? Is it worth spending 28 luck to get another clue? All right, looks like y'all are willing to accept failure. So what we're going to do, that has marked off 4 hours of our day. 1, 2, 3, 4. It is now 2 p.m. So we can leave somewhere and come back and try again. We can spend the day at the library. So if we want to go get a lunch, we can get a lunch. This is like going in, if you want to swap out one of the books, we can swap out one of the books. I don't know, do any of you want to swap a book, or are you okay with our 2 dictionaries and the South American book? We have the Grecian dictionary, the Arabic dictionary, and a book on South American travel. Because we'll only get one more try at this today before the library closes. All right. Well, I'm not seeing anything else, so I guess we're going to go somewhere else. Come back to the library, and then we can spend 4 more hours researching 2 things. If we're going back to Egyptology, I don't know, you all tell me, what are 2 topics that you want to, do you want to try Egyptology again, or do you want to move on to something else? You have archaeology is clear. We have Egyptology, which has a second clue. We have we've already cleared Greece. We have Egyptology, occult, or other things. Maybe that's Renaissance era erotica, Sierra Echo. That's 138. Iron Chef Lord is thinking the occult. You want to do the occult too, Storm? Nothing bad happens from researching the occult. Let's do that one. All right, so we're going back to Egyptology. We need another successful library use roll. So let's have Iron Chef Lord roll exclamation point 1D100. You want a 60 or lower. 75. That is not it. So either we can spend our second research of our final day doing this without missing the boat for a week, or we let it go and research something else. Or we can spend 15 luck from our pool. This seems very early if we do that, to spend 23 luck out of our pool of 50 that will not replenish. So if you're willing to let this one go, then I guess that's going to bring us back to the occult. Attempt the appropriate language roll for each of the following books. For each successful roll, spend 2 hours and go to the pertinent entry. All right. So, we get one of these. Do you want to research German, a book called Die Myth, French, Culte de Gaulle, Latin, Liber Ivanis, or English, Marvels of the Spirit? Now, if you want to play by percentages, English is 60, German is 90, Latin is 45, and we have 0 French skill. Meaning that we could do it, but I suppose we'd have to roll a 1 on a D100. Maybe not, because that's not a guarantee. Well, no, it looks like they're all at 1. I guess if you're feeling lucky, we could roll 1%. And somehow get French occult without knowing it, which would be even scarier. So, which language should we try and read something in the occult? German, English, or Latin? Or French would be the least statistically successful. Hi, Hunter. Hope you're doing well. Okay. So, we have a 90% chance. Hunter, let's try and read some German occult books. I need you to type exclamation point 1D100. $39. We did as a native German, we read German. So we read the German book Die Myth. We go to 62. The ancient myths refer to Götterdämmerung, the fall of the gods. Inexplicably, almost all of these northern myths say that the climate became colder after that fall. With a successful luck roll, go to 117. Oh, all right. Well, for all of you who wanted to squeeze the juice, we'll see if we would have succeeded on a 50 but lose otherwise, because we're at 43. Hunter, I want... well, let's see. That's another luck roll. You're probably on cooldown. Stormbender. Exclamation point 1D100. We need a 43 or less to see if we get lucky. A 45. All right, so... and you cannot spend luck on a luck roll. So, there we go. Nope, you can't. That's the price that you pay for using luck, is your luck rolls will get unluckier. Spending luck to make the luck roll. It's like a battery charger that uses its batteries to charge its own batteries. Although in this case, it's not infinite energy. It's just a weird, like, spiraling depletion. All right, so that was 4 hours of research. 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't have enough time to research today, and our ship leaves on Saturday unless we wanted to skip the ship and continue researching in New York City. So if we go to we do need to eat another meal for the night. Yeah, we were in the paper and everything. All right, so we go back to our hotel. We eat a meal. And then it's 10 p.m. again. Salsa from New York City. We must sleep. We have our 2 sausages for our minimum meals of the day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It is now 6 a.m. on the day that we are supposedly leaving. We have until noon. Now, if we do this, if we wait until we could be at the library, we could squeeze in one more research at the library, because we would be there at 9, spend 2 hours researching, and then we need to be at the port at noon. Welcome, Raiders! Thank you for joining us here. Storytime at the Hero Zone. We're telling a tale of the occult, alone against the dark. A Call of Cthulhu game, but it's kind of a create-your-own adventure. And if you've never played Call of Cthulhu before, that's fine. It's a percentile-based game. I'm asking participants in chat to roll a D100, and we're walking through the rest. Shout out to Phantom, New Jersey. We're in New York City currently. Thank you for coming over, and what was happening over in your tabletop game? So if we want to squeeze in one last bit of research, we got up early in the morning. We can camp out in front of the library. We can research one more thing. And otherwise, we're going to miss our boat to Athens, Greece. So, which topic should we research before our ship leaves? There's the bonus of Egyptology that we failed. There's the bonus of German occult that we failed. There's also 3 other topics that we can try and get a baseline to understand in the occult. Or there's other if we wanted to research something else. We get one choice. What do we want to research before we hop on a ship to Athens, Greece? Right? Right, Sierra and Karagar? Stormbender wants to try and go for that 46% to get the bonus Egypt clue that we missed. So no more occult, you want the bonus Egypt. Because I think that was the one that we missed, right? No, wait. No, we got the Egypt clue. That was the bonus information that the... No, that was archaeology. Yeah, we didn't get the bonus Egyptology. Alright, so our choices. We can either go back and read a German occult book for a 43% chance at extra information about a story about the Götterdämmerung, the fall of the gods, which talks about northern northern myths. Now, we do speak Nordic. About the climate becoming colder after their fall. Or we can go back and get some basic information if we succeed in a Latin occult book or an English occult book. We have a 1% chance, I guess, for French. Maybe, if you want to risk it for that biscuit. We did not discover... the Egyptology bonus information. We can't get a slightly better chance because it's based on luck, Kragar. Well, Stormbender and Kragar say Egypt is good. Elhawk, it's good to see you. I don't know if you have any thoughts on Egypt, Elhawk. Or for those coming in also from Phantom's channel. You're welcome to shout out if there's something that catches your mind. No, Egypt's is not based on luck, but you need a 46 or below to get the extra information. So, yeah, you got to ask yourself, is it worth it? We get one more piece of research. You need a 46 or below to get the extra Egypt information. The occult bonus German information needed 43 or below. Or the others might just give us a piece of information and offer a luck roll also. Yep. We get to research one thing before we have to get on our boat to go to Greece. The occult roll bonus info needed a... so if we go to the German one, you just got information, but you could get more information with a luck roll. So presumably, and I don't know if it's the case, you might get something automatically from French, Latin, or English. Or, well, this is after a language roll. Latin is 45. English is 60. French is maybe 1%. German is 90, so we'd have to clear 90. I mean, whatever. I think we already read that part. I would just proceed to the luck roll. There's nothing for Greek, for what's available, Hawk. All right, Hunter, be well. Thank you for dropping by. All right, I need an answer, chat. What are we rolling? Bonus info on the Egypt roll. Bonus info on German. I'll give an automatic. We go to the bonus roll for German occultism, or we go through a language and perhaps a luck roll for the others. German's the highest, but I'll give German the automatic success because we have that information for free already. This would just be proceeding. You're spending 2 hours on the luck roll to see if you learn something else. Yeah. German would be 43%. Egypt is 46%. I don't know. Latin would be 45 and maybe something else. English would be 60 and maybe something else. So, of your options, the English occultism would be your next highest successful roll for something at all. Phantom says Latin because it's the language of exorcisms. Storm says English or Egypt. I'll vote English, throwing for Egypt. Stormbender, choose English or Egypt. Kragar, choose English or Egypt. Elhawk or Phantom, if you want to throw in as well. English? All right, let's do this then to keep it moving. Phantom, please type exclamation point 1D100. So Stormbender, all right, so Phantom says Egypt, Storm says Egypt, Sierra said Egypt, Survival said English, and Kragar said English. So this is going back into Egypt because Egypt won. Egypt needed these 46 or below to get extra information. So we're going back here. We're going back to Egyptology. Egyptology, so we have that, and then successful was this. And then hang on. What did we... Also, why did that reduce in size? All right, Egyptology is 85. Successful library use was 161. Okay. Oh, wait. What is Egyptology? Did we not do Egyptology at all? Well, still, it's successful. You get specific directions to the Fuzira marketplace. 2 alternate names for the marketplace run through your mind. The place where anything can be lost or gained, and the place where souls are bartered. You idly thumb through the volume you think you would like to go. You idly thumb through the volume. You think you would like to go to Egypt. Alright, here's another clue that I'm going to clip. Okay. Hi, Skinian. We're gonna hop on a ship to Athens, Greece. I don't know why that did that. Why that reduces in size there. Anyway, let's head back. So we're at the library. We're going to go back to New York locations. And now it's time to go to the Cunard Lines. And so... it is now noon. And we're on a boat. It departs each Saturday at noon, reaching Athens at noon 9 days later. So, 7, 8, 9. We would be arriving at noon on Monday, September 14th. Let's see. But before that, upon departure, go to 187. We depart. Here's RMS Titanic music playing in the background, I guess. Upon departure, go to 187. The Cunard liners are truly luxurious, with spacious rooms in nearly every class. In here, I'm going to circle this date so that we know that this is our arrival time. Okay. Spacious rooms in nearly every class, remarkable recreation facilities, and superb cuisine. While you are aboard the liner, suspend hourly record keeping, but keep track of days. Resume hourly record keeping when you disembark at Athens. All right, so there's things happening on each of these days. Let's meet someone mysterious. That's the spirit. I hope that's getting you in the mood.
When that light.
All right, this is what we're going to do then. Why don't we pick up tomorrow with the events that happen aboard the ship? This way we can have it all happen in successive order, and this will give me time to post up the clues about what we have learned. I'll make a special little event channel for that. I'll put it in the event category. This is a fun event to do with you all. Now, for more role-playing and fun, I'm going to take us over to Perception Studio, who play role-playing games in an interesting way. There you will find puppets, otherwise known as felted friends, playing alongside humans as they are going through a story. Now this one, the crew is going through The Wild Beyond the Witchlight. So we're going to come back tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and we're going to load up on the ship. We're going to spend our days investigating or seeing what happens, if anything, to us. So we'll see if we find anyone wearing suspicious gloves, or there's some weird activity on the ship. So come with me over to Perception Studio. They're a lot of fun. If you haven't seen them before, give them a chance. Give them a look and a follow. And they've rated into us. I want to return the favor. Let's go say hi. I'll get the clues up in an event channel, and we'll go forward from there. Have a wonderful night, everyone. This was a lot of fun, and I hope that you'll come back, and we'll only continue to solve this mystery together. I'll see you over in Perception Studio, everyone. Take care.